Hello everyone, my name is Tang Haiyun. I am a Chinese. I live in China. I play games professionally and I stream on Twitch. I have been reading news these days about coronavirus all over the world and I am very worried. I see a lot of people are making the same mistake China has made 1 month ago, and I feel very bad when I see it. This is the reason why I make this video. This video will be very long, so I made an index about it, and my English is bad. I tried to learn a lot of medical words because of this video, but if you cannot understand me, please forgive me. First of all, this virus is very easy to spread among people. We have a news about a guy. He stays at home most of the time. One day he went out for grocery. He went to the market, talked to the guy for 15 seconds, but that guy carries virus, so he got infected. So that is 15 seconds non-mask exposure, and you get infected. We have a lot of other examples like this too. People get infected after talking to the patient for half minute or 1 minute. So it's very, very easy to spread among people. So the death rate of this virus is also very high. It's not normal flu, it's definitely not. Among all the cases, there is 80% are mild cases and around 20% severe cases. Mild cases can be cured by yourself, by your immune system. So sometimes you stay at home and rest well and you will be cured itself. But for severe cases, you will experiencing very difficulty on breathing, and the virus will also damage your other organs. So you really need to get support from the hospital. If you cannot, then there is a very high chance that you die. And you know what the most scary part is? All the mild cases have a chance to transform into severe cases. For example, the death rate in Wuhan in China is 5%, and death rate outside of Wuhan in China is 1%. Why? Because in the beginning of January, when the virus just spread, we didn't have enough medical resource in Wuhan. So mild cases have to stay at home, and a lot of them transformed into severe cases. And the severe cases is very likely to die if you don't go to hospital, but we didn't have enough hospital bed back to that time. So that's why the death rate in Wuhan is much higher compared to other parts in China. The virus can hide inside your body for up to 2 weeks. So that is, you still act normal, perfectly like normal person. You don't have fever, you don't have cough. You are normal, but you carry the virus and it will infect other people around you. Can you imagine you become a live bomb that infects everyone around you, but you don't know about that, and your friends doesn't know about that? That's very scary, right? So 10 days after we shut down Wuhan, there is 2 brand new hospitals especially designed for coronavirus has finished construction. We also changed a lot of gyms, stadiums, and convention centers to put all our mild cases. So after we done that, and the death rate has decreased so much. And also you can see in the beginning we have like 30% of the mild cases that transform into severe cases. But after we done building all the hospitals and shut down Wuhan, the rate decreased into around 10%. You can So you cannot have mild cases stay at home quarantine themselves, because as we normal people, we don't have the good condition for a proper quarantine, and patients still need to be taken care of. So what most likely will happen is those mild cases will infect each one in their family. And this is what happens to one of my followers. He lost both of his parents because of this virus. His mom was mild patient. She stays at home and things become worse. His dad take care of his mom and got infected, and they both become very serious. And by the time when hospitals finally have resource to put them, they just gone. In this part, I want to talk about what we have done against the virus and a lot of mistakes we have made. I feel very bad when I read the news every day because people are making the same mistake we used to make 1 month ago. I feel very bad. When we just shut down Wuhan, there's a lot of people who doesn't understand because no one has ever done this before. Well, most of the people, they don't understand, but they support our government. Yeah, because we Chinese people are very loyal to our government. But there is also a lot of people who are being too scared, so they escaped from Wuhan. Some people even post on social media saying, "Wow, this is kind of scary. I'm getting out of here," and people say bad things to them, and they get arrested. For those people who haven't got arrested, there is big tragedy happens. So there is this guy, he escaped from Wuhan and go back to his hometown village for Lunar New Year celebration. And he also lied to everyone in his village that he doesn't come from Wuhan. He went out for vacation from other country. So he ate together with 1,000 people. It was a big feast. Not only that, and after that he went to his cousin's village for his cousin's wedding, and he joined a big feast in his cousin's village too. So this guy, he made up to 1,500 people get quarantine, and hundreds of them get infected. This is only one example out of like 100 examples. So if your government tells you to stay inside, please stay inside. If the government tells you to shut down all the shops and public places, please do as what they say. You don't want to get infected, right? And you don't want to infect other people. Hubei province, where Wuhan is only one of total 31 provinces in China. The best decision we have ever made is we shut down Wuhan. We kept the virus inside Wuhan, the Hubei province, so we can unite all the rest 30 provinces to help Hubei province. We have volunteers from all over the country and donations, money and hospital materials sending from all over the country to support Hubei province. In this way, we kept a majority of our people safe, and also we have enough resource to support where the virus is most serious. And we also built a lot of new hospitals. We built 2 hospitals that contains 2,000 beds for severe cases in 10 days. They are called Fire God Mountain Hospital and Thunder God Mountain Hospital. Because in Chinese ancient myths, we believe Fire God and Thunder God can keep evil away from us. Because we have this system that if government tells you to stay inside, we stay inside. No one complains. The government say, we build a hospital. We have these 2 very good hospitals in 10 days. and it was Lunar New Year time. Like, you ask people to build 2 hospitals during Christmas time in 10 days. You can imagine, right? A lot of people think that we Chinese people did this because we scared of our government. It's actually not. Most of us have experienced the SARS virus from 15 years ago, so we are fully aware of how dangerous this virus can be. So a good thing our government did was trying to tell us the truth about the virus. How dangerous can the virus be? When you're fully aware of how this thing is, you will be scared yourself, because everyone believes Hubei province is the front line against the virus. We need to support them so the virus can be stopped in Hubei province to protect China, even to protect the whole world. We have the virus information broadcast everywhere. Every pharmacy there's radio talking about that, posters, banners, and there's live statistics of the virus updating every hour on the internet. Yeah, it was like we all united together try to defeat this virus. But still, we made a lot of mistakes during this process. There was some very big problem about our Hubei province government. In the beginning of January, they tried to hide the statistics. They slowed down all the information transfer. And what's more is they are suspicious of misusing the donation money and hospital resource. People are very mad about that. So our government fixed them very quickly. And after we changed like almost all the government member in Hubei province, things become so much better. As you can see in this chart, we didn't have much new cases tested every day. But right after we fired the government people in Hubei province, the statistic jumped to 10K. Can you imagine the number jumped from few thousand to 10K in one day? But everyone, all the people feel so much safer when we see these statistics. It means that all the statistics are finally seems transparent now. And as we finish building our hospitals, those patients can be put into those hospitals. The number goes down and now there is around 20 provinces in 31 provinces that haven't had any new cases in the past 2 weeks. And for Hubei province, there is like less than 10 new cases a day right now. The reason why I explained so much on Chinese experience is a lot of people think that the death rate is only 1%. But this 1% death rate is based on what everything we have done. We built hospitals, we shut down Wuhan, we sacrificed our daily normal life for two months for the whole country. And we also shut down our economy for 2 months. And if you can't do it, then the death rate will be so much higher. So in the beginning, we had 32% severe cases in Wuhan, and it only decreased after we built new hospitals in 10 days after we shut down Wuhan. So the severe case rate can go even higher than 30%, and that means the death rate can be over 20% or even higher. In this part, I want to talk about what will happen, what life is like when you stay at home, work and study. So first, I want to talk about schools. When we shut down all the schools, students have to study online. And we have a lot of new online class app that's developed on your phone and your tablet. Some of them have very huge connection problems, so they get very bad rating by the students. And we also have a lot of funny stories behind it. funny stories behind it. For example, when I play mobile games, I killed into 2 elementary school students, and one of them asks, "Why you don't turn on mic?" And the other says, "Oh, just wait 10 minutes, my teacher is about to finish." The online teaching system is very well established in China right now. We have a lot of online teaching app for students, no matter if they like it or not. Yeah, but we have a lot of choices. Then what about people go to work? From the end of January until the end of February, this whole month, people didn't go to work. They had like 1 week of Lunar New Year holiday, and the rest of 3 weeks, the government just asked them to stay at home. Not ask them, it's like demanding them to stay at home. So what will happen if you don't go to work? At first, the government pays us a salary to stay at home and no work, so that we can still pay our credit card. But then, as the virus gets better, people start to work online, and some people start to go back to their actual company to work now, but they need to wear mask all the time. So for individuals, government pays your salary for a period of time, but for companies, a lot of companies died because of this virus. Yeah, unfortunately. So there's a yoga classroom in my neighborhood. They're supposed to be open right after Spring Festival, but because of this virus, yeah, they just never opened. They will never open again. Well, and for food and other daily supplies, there is no problem about it. In the beginning, when we tried to shut down Wuhan, the price of grocery in the shops increased so much in the first 2 days, but then they decreased like normal price. You can get everything in normal price. There is no people lining for long line waiting to buy stuff from supermarket. No, because we have those other 30 provinces supporting Hubei province. The only thing that increased the price is masks. So masks was around 10 cents for one each, and now they become $1 each. Our government have a policy that all of the shops and pharmacy cannot sell overpriced masks. And if you want to get masks in China, you will have to sign up and report to your community center, and the community center will buy you, or you can sign up in the pharmacy will apply from the government. We have everyone wearing masks on the street, but masks is very limited. How did we support everyone wear mask? In the beginning, it's very hard to buy mask on the internet or in the pharmacy, but very soon our government makes new policies about mask. If you want to get mask, you just need to sign up in the pharmacy, or you can sign up in your community center, and you will get 3 to 5 masks per week, and that's enough to support as normal people, right? And so this is the entrance to my community area. We have this virus check in every entrance of community area. Those people on the left are for signing up your information. For example, if you just come to this place from other place, then they will have to know where you have been. If you are just a visitor, you have to sign up every time you go to this area where they test your temperature. So they test your temperature every time you come in and out. We have this station for package and takeout food. So delivery guys drop your package and take out food here, and you can go out to the entrance to get them. It's called non-contact service. It's very, very popular right now in China. Most of the restaurants are closed down when the virus was very serious, but by now, when everything gets better, they start to open again. Most of the restaurants only support takeout. And if you want to eat in, you have to show your code on your app. So every province have their an individual app that people sign up on it, so other people can make sure to know where you have been. Have you been to any dangerous areas? If you haven't been to Hubei province in the past 2 weeks, then yeah, you can be allowed to enter this place. So each of our provinces have their individual app. For example, when you go into a new city, they will ask you to sign up your app or check your current app. And ask you to stay at home for 2 weeks before you use any facility in this city. For example, if you go to a restaurant, they will ask you to show your code on your phone so that they can check if you have quarantined yourself for 2 weeks after you come here. And for example, this is one of my stream. I want to eat in this restaurant. He cannot allow me to eat in this restaurant before he check my code. So yeah, he thinks that we are safe. So we can eat in his restaurant now, Pog. And we have this kind of temperature test in most of our restaurants, supermarket, and all the public areas. If you want to take public transport like subway, you need to not only take your temperature test, and also you need to wear a mask all the time. Otherwise, you will not be allowed to go on subway. So in this part, I want to talk about how to protect yourself. A lot of you probably know that you should wash your hand frequently, right? But you need to wash your hand correctly. You can search on the internet about 6 steps of washing your hand. I'm not going to do it here because it takes too much time, but you can search that 6 steps of washing hand. This is a video of a daily routine of a nurse who works in a hospital in Wuhan and taking care of coronavirus patient. When she wants to take off her protection suit, she needs to go through up to 20 times of disinfecting. I don't think us normal people can do this, but there's still ways to help you protect yourself. The best way of protecting yourself is to not go out. There is no any other better way to help you on that. In China, when the government asks you to quarantine yourself in your place, there will be volunteers from the community center to send you food and vegetable that you ordered. So it's still very convenient. What if you want to go out and buy grocery yourself? There's 2 things you need to keep in mind. One is to wash your hand and disinfect everything. And another thing you should be more serious about is wearing masks. I know in a lot of countries, the government announced that wearing mask doesn't protect you. First of all, the virus is too small. The normal masks doesn't block it. And second one is, if you don't wear mask properly, it will make you infected. So yeah, we will talk about these questions. There is different types of masks. What we use in most hospitals is this N95 one. This one blocks virus, but I strongly don't recommend you guys buy that because I suggest you to save it for the hospital people. So what is good to protect yourself? This kind of medical masks can block the moisture that contains the virus. When someone coughs and the virus travels to you inside those moisture, the mask can block those moisture, and it also prevents you from touching your face. There is some example in China. A guy, he got infected in an elevator. How did he get infected? He tried to blow his nose in the elevator, so he touched his nose. So mask actually helped a lot in preventing you touching yourself. And here I also want to talk about some other reasons why we have masks everywhere in China. So Asian people have this tradition of wearing masks whenever you're sick. And 50% of the mask all around the world is made in China. And 80% of the mask from America is made in China. And when we Chinese mask ourselves, we cannot send mask out to other countries, right? I heard some numbers. For example, some presidents announced that they have a lot of masks, but it's actually not even enough. It can actually matches around 20% of how their hospital actually need. So when there is not even enough mask for your hospital people, how can the government ask you to wear masks, right? I have told all my viewers and my followers to stock masks very early ago, and recently I posted a tweet like this: I want to help Italian people. But I am very surprised that no one actually messaged me, and people replied to my tweet saying wearing mask is useless. I totally understand about this case. I just want to say, please don't judge other people if they wearing mask. As you can see, China, Korea, and Japan, everywhere everyone is wearing mask. So there has to be a reason behind it, right? If you don't understand it, it's okay, but please don't judge it. I heard that a lot of people is trying to stock toilet paper. Please don't do that. In China, back to 2 months ago, we made similar mistakes. Everyone tried to stock a kind of Chinese herb to prevent you from getting sick, but it's actually no use. It's stupid. Don't stock toilet paper. So this is pretty much all of the video. I hope you can get some idea when you watch it. You really don't need to follow whatever I just said. I make this video not trying to make people change their mind. I make this video just to give you a little bit of this idea. If you feel you learned something and maybe can consider about that, then I will be very appreciated. I only want to help because people are innocent. So if your government didn't teach you much about this virus, it's understandable. Government makes decisions for reasons, but people are innocent. I don't want bad things happen to you, and this is why I'm making this video. And this is my Twitter and my stream. I always do live streams outside, and if you are interested to see how China really look like right now, you can check out. Thanks for watching.
你们是哪个医疗队的？
我们是武汉大学人民医院的，
啊，
就是这里的主场。谢谢大家来支援我们，我们终于要胜利啦！
加油加油！